Hey everybody, welcome to this special report of Talk with Antonio. I am your host Antonio. Well, first off, I hope everyone had a great 4th of July weekend. Don't I know people everyone burn fireworks, and especially do not drink and drive. That's the main thing. But moving on to this, I don't think the families did not have a great 4th of July weekend because this past weekend two well-known actors died in the same week. I was like, what the fuck? How that happened? The first one is I'm going to use the term the late Michael Madsen. He's a very well-known actor. He was an American actor. He was born on September 25th, 1957, and he died July 3rd, 2025. He was an American actor. He was in frequent collaboration with Hollywood director Quentin Tarantino. He did Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill Volume 2, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was known for appearances in films like War Games, The Natural, The Doors, Thelma and Louise, Free Willy, Species, Donnie Brasco, Die Another Day, Sin City, and Scary Movie 4. He also played voice roles in various video games like Grand Theft Auto 3, Narc, the Dishonored series, and Crime Boss Rockay City. He also, he had a pretty impressive resume, but there's one film here they do not mention. I know it's a direct-to-DVD movie, and I would say that's a very underrated movie. I think he did a pretty good job in that movie. It was 44 minutes. That came out in 2003. That was based on the North Hollywood shootout here that happened in 1997. In that same year, another cop movie came out, SWAT, and many consider that one a shitty cop movie. While it's 44 minutes, had a pretty high. A lot of people were actually saying that was a pretty good movie. That was like the closest thing that they portrayed of the North Hollywood bank shootout here that happened in 1997. They even got a higher rating in the IMDb, and it's. I would say that's a very underrated movie from Michael Madsen. And it says here, as I said before, he was born in September 25th, 1957 in Chicago, Illinois. His mother, Elaine, was a filmmaker and author. His father, Calvin Christian Madsen, was a World War II Navy veteran and a firefighter with the Chicago Fire Department. His parents divorced in the 1960s. His mother left the financial world to pursue a career in the arts, encouraged by film critic the late Roger Ebert. He attended New Trier High School in Winnetka, Illinois. His siblings are Cheryl Madsen, an entrepreneur, Academy Award nominee Virginia Madsen. His paternal grandparents were Danish, while his mother is Irish and Native American. It says here that he began to work at the Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago, where he served as an apprentice under John Malkovich and appeared in the production of Mice and Men. His first notable film role was a small part in the science fiction film War Games. He appeared in John Dowell's thriller Kill Me Again as a criminal Vince Miller opposite Val Kilmer and Joanne Whaley. In Quentin Tarantino's directorial debut Reservoir Dogs, Madsen played Mr. Blonde, a cruel criminal. Steve Buscemi received the role of Mr. Pink, which Madsen wanted because it had more scenes with Harvey Keitel. And it says here, oh my God, I've actually heard interviews, and it says right here, he was actually going to appear in the movie Pulp Fiction, one of Quentin Tarantino's most famous films. It says here that he declined the role of Vincent Vega, which went to John Travolta. You know, it's funny that in that movie, who knows what could have happened if Michael Madsen would have taken that role of Vincent Vega. I think that would have, he was already pretty famous, but that could have catapulted him to superstardom, like much bigger. And with John Travolta at that time, his career was in the shitter. But because of that movie, he got more acting roles, and it revived his career. And it says here that Madsen starred in the crime film Donnie Brasco. He said of his later choice of films roles, and I quote, "Some of them I'm only in for 10 minutes, but they bought my name and they brought my face to put on a DVD box with a gun. What people don't always understand is I established a certain lifestyle for my family back in the days of Species and Mulholland Falls and a getaway. I wasn't about to move my 6 kids into a trailer park. When people offered me work, it wasn't always the best, but I had to buy groceries and I had to put gas in the car." It says here that in 1993, he appeared in the movie Free Willy as Glenn Greenwood, the apprehensive but devout foster father of the main film's main character, played by Jason James Richter. Madsen played Assassin Bud, the brother of Bill and David Carradine in Kill Bill Volume 2. In 2004, Tarantino discussed an idea for the film to unite Madsen and Travolta as the Vega brothers. In 2007, Tarantino said the film, which he intended to call Double V Vega, was kind of unlikely now because of age of the actors and the on-screen deaths of both characters. And you know, that's funny that Quentin Tarantino mentioned that. I like Pulp Fiction a lot. It's one of my favorite movies. But I would say, why would they kill Vincent Vega in the movie? Even some of my relatives, they're not really like movie buffs, but when they see the movie and they see that one of the main characters gets killed, they're like, what the fuck? They didn't agree with that. And now I also did not agree with that. But hey, that's just me. And it also says here that oh my god. He also appeared in the movie Blood Rain that was directed with that. It was directed by none other than that fucking hack Ewa Ball. Madsen said, and I quote, "It's an abomination. It's a horrifying and preposterous movie." I mean, yeah, anything that Ewa Ball touched, it turned into shit, honestly. You know? But, hey, that's just me, though. But it says here that, he also appeared in another, he appeared also on television. He played Jim Richter, the old friend of Jack Bauer, in the 8th season of 24. He also starred in the comedy film Let the Game Begin. He also entered the celebrity Big Brother of House, and he finished in 4th place in the competition. He played Las Vegas casino mogul Ted Binion in Josh Evans' film Death in the Desert. He also appeared in Kill Bill theme music video, the song Black Widow by Iggy Azalea featuring Rita Ora. Yeah, he Michael Madsen had a pretty impressive resume. He was, you know, I've seen his work. I've seen him Die Another Day. I've seen him in Reservoir Dogs. I've seen him in Kill Bill. I would say, actor-wise, I would say he was very underrated. I don't understand why Hollywood didn't really hire him a lot. And you know, I've always, now that I'm much older, I've always thought about this. They always give people who are not great actors starring roles, and they give them more work, while people who are extremely underrated don't get recognized and they don't give much work. You know, it's like Hollywood is like, not everybody gets to be an actor. Not everybody gets to star in everything. Like they just become instantly stars. Some of them star with as extras. Some of them either just, you know, they go to acting school and whatnot. But I've seen with George Lucas, he has always done movies with people who have no track record, and he has to go through them and discover them. And he was in the documentary of Star Wars that he interviewed thousands of people. And I also read that Robert Englund, the guy who played Freddy Krueger, auditioned for the role of Luke Skywalker, but he said, no, that's not for me, so he recommended his friend Mark Hamill to audition for the role of Luke Skywalker. And lo and behold, he got hired. They also hired Harrison Ford. They hired Carrie Fisher. At that time, all of those three were unknowns. And look what happened. They became superstars. And they were great actors. But with Michael Madsen, in my opinion, I would say that he was very underrated, in my opinion. I think, I don't know. His life is just like, just to fuck around with people, But what can you do? Nothing, And now, on to another one that really, really fucking surprised me. This one, he actually, hold on, holy shit. Whoa. Oh shit. Sorry people. This one really baffled. He died a day before Michael Madsen. And the other one that I'm going to talk about is Julian McMahon. That one really fucking surprised me when he passed away. He was born July 27th, 1968, and he died July 2nd, 2025. He died a day before Michael Madsen. And also, before I forget it, he says here that the death of Michael Madsen was due to a cardiac arrest in his home in Malibu. On July 3rd, 2025, at the age of 67, he was found unresponsive by emergency responders and pronounced dead at 8:25 a.m. local time. Look at this, though, but in terms of Julian McMahon, that one really baffled me. It says here he died on July 2nd, so had he lived, he would turn 57 this July 27th, but look, lo and behold, life has a way to say, fuck you, He was known for playing for the series for Home and Away, the series Charmed, the series Nip Tuck, Runaways, FBI's Most Wanted, and also he played Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four movies that came out in 2005, and the other one, Fantastic Four with the Rise of the Silver Surfer. And it says here that, he was born in Australia. He was a member of the Australian House of Representatives. His dad, William McMahon. And it says here that his mother left their 3 children to care of a nanny to be with her husband during the prime ministership. He had 2 sisters with his father. And it says here that in his life, back in 2018, it says here that his dad was born in 1908. That's a very different time to what it was raising me. He must have gone through a lot of strange misunderstanding of how you were parent in 1908 versus how you parented in 1972. It would have been so conflicting. Also, how would you be a husband in that period in time? It would have been different. It says here that he was educated in at the private boys-only Sydney Grammar School, which his father had attended. As a child, he dreamed of being an Army cadet and playing rugby. McMahon studied law at the University of Sydney and economics at the University of Wollongong. McMahon began a modeling career working in various fashion capitals in Europe. It says that while working in Europe, his father died in 1988 and returned to Australia for the funeral. While home, he filmed some Levi's commercials, which helped him land a role in the Australian soap opera Home and Away. And it says here his career, he also had an impressive resume. In 1990, his filmography, it says that in 1992 he started in Exchange Guards, Magneta, In a Quiet Night, Chasing Sleep, Meat Market, Fantastic Four. I'm sorry. He only appeared in the first Fantastic Four that came out in 2005. Yes, he did. I'm so sorry. I'm so stupid. He came out in Premonition, Prisoner, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, Red, Faces in the Crowd, Baked 3D, Fire with Fire, Paranoia, You're Not You, Swinging Safari, Monster Party, The Surfer, The Supremes, Ed Earl's All You Can Eat, television. He appeared in Rafferty's Rules, The Power, The Passion, Home and Away, GP, Another World, Profiler, Will and Grace, Charmed, Another Day, Nip Tuck, Robot Chicken, Rogue, Full Circle, Childhood's End, Hunters, Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency, Runaways, FBI, FBI's Most Wanted, FBI International, and The Residents. And also he appeared in the video games in the 2005 Fantastic Four as a voice of Dr. Victor Von Doom, or Dr. Doom. And, when I was growing up, I knew him mostly as Dr. Christian Troy in the series Nip Tuck. And, I remember I was channel surfing one day and I was watching FX, I believe. And I was watching it and it caught my attention. And I forget which series he appeared. I mean, what season it was, but it was where I think he was raped by I forget the name of the character, but he appeared later on as unmasked. But in that episode, he was raped, and in the series he was being investigated, and then I forget what was the name of the character. But it was played by Rona Mitra, and then she was talking to him and, just doing the interview. And I was watching it. I was like, and in that scene, she asked him to lie down because she wanted to recreate the scene, what happened with that guy who raped him. And then she made Julian McMahon, Dr. Christian Troy, I'm sorry, lie down. And started taking off his band-aid he had on the neck because he was cut. I think he was paralyzed for a bit because of that guy after he raped him. And then in the scene, this woman straddles him, gets on top of him. And he was like, whoa, 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 like. And then she's just starts to get how it goes. And then they get on top, and then his wife came in and started making out with the chick, and they all just have a fucking three-way. And even my brother, who kind of he was always channel surfing, and that was on regular TV. And my brother and me, we were talking about that, and it was like, that's basically watching softcore porn. And it was on cable TV back in the day. I was like, oh shit. That was like, my brother, we were like, yo, what the fuck? And then as the series progressed, it was like, sheesh. It was basically softcore, but that was Nip Tuck. That was FX best that series that had a lot of high ratings because everyone watched that. I mean, everybody know what the fuck they used to watch it for. But yeah, and wow, it was baffling. I'm watching a picture here. This is from ABC News. It says here, actor Julian McMahon dies at the age of 56 in Clearwater, Florida. And it says here that Australian-American actor Julian McMahon has passed away at the age of 56. His wife, Kelly McMahon, announced Friday morning. It says that he died following a private battle with cancer. They don't really say what it was, but I'll bet dollars to donuts it was prostate cancer. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just speculating. And it says here that this is what she said, and I quote, "With an open heart, I wish to share with the world that my beloved husband, Julian McMahon, died peacefully this week after a valiant effort to overcome cancer." The statement said, unquote. "Julian loved life. He loved his family. He loved his friends. He loved his work. And he loved his fans. His deepest wish was to bring joy into many lives as possible," unquote. She asked that their family be allowed to grieve in privacy while encouraging others to continue finding joy in life for his memory's sake. It says here that, as I said before, he was best known for his roles as Cole Turner in Charmed, Dr. Christian Troy on Nip Tuck, and Victor Von Doom in the Fantastic Four series films. Other tributes from co-stars says here that celebrities who worked closely with Julian McMahon, especially during his Charm and Fantastic Four years, shared emotional tributes following the news of his death. Charm co-star Alyssa Milano said this on her Instagram, and I quote, "Heartbroken. Julian McMahon was magic, that smile, that laugh, that talent, that presence. He walked into a room and lit up, not just with charisma, with kindness, with mischief, with soulful understanding. She added that McMahon was more than my TV husband, calling him a dear friend, the kind who checks in, the kind who tells you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, always with love. Losing him feels unreal, too soon, too unfair, unquote. Holly Marie Combs, who also starred in Charmed, shared an Instagram reel featuring cast photos, writing, and I quote, "Your unyielding zest for life, and crazy mismaking sense of humor will be sorely missed. The joy and laughter you direct cause will always be remembered. I hope you find our lady friend and dance in those rose petals," referring to the late co-star Shannon Doherty. They did date it. I've been reading that. That was pretty baffling, but eventually they broke up when she got fired from the series Charmed. Another one, Rose McGowan, called him, quote, "a force of brilliance, wild talent, humor. I pray comfort for his family," unquote. McMahon's Fantastic Four co-star Owen Grufford, quote, "terribly sad. Even though we played each other's nemesis, there was always much lightness and laughter worth working together. Every encounter with him was a joy. It was an honor to be Dr. Richards to his Dr. Doom. My heart goes out to his wife and family. Godspeed, Julian." You know, whenever I hear like death is a terrible thing for anybody, especially for their loved ones, family and loved ones. But you know, every time when it comes to celebrities, certain celebrities, like, yeah, some die. I always say, yeah, that stinks. I feel for his family, but certain celebrities that really made an impact on fans, it's pretty baffling. Like me, when I heard about Michael Madsen and Julian McMahon die, I was a fan of their work, and I was speechless when they passed away. On one day, like I said, Julian McMahon died on July 2nd, and Michael Madsen died on July 3rd. That's so fucking eerie right there. But you know, like I said, it's sad, and I was pretty sad when these two actors passed away. And the only thing I can say is, I wish well. May they rest in peace. My thoughts go out to their family, their wife and children, to both Michael Madsen and Julian McMahon. And yeah, so that about wraps up for this special report of talking about Michael Madsen and Julian McMahon. Once again, I'm going to leave this, play this just for the last time to say rest in peace to both Michael Madsen and Julian McMahon.